have 2 losses. A fighter never think about lose.
He's significantly bigger than anyone you fought before, and he's one of the all-time greats. You're not going to feel apprehensive when you get in that ring against him?
Fear? No.
I will for you, and I'm not even you.
That's cool.
But can you accept he's better than you at anything or not?
No, because he ain't proven it yet.
We're going to find out September 13th. That's why we are here, to see who's the best.
We're going to give the fans a show, for sure, because it don't take a big punch.
Because we are true fighters.
We are true fighters, but we are
true fighters.
True, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk about the fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. They want to put a great fight. Yeah. We don't need to talk.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September we will have one of the greatest fights ever happen in boxing.
Just as news of their fight being made official went viral, Crawford and Canelo caused a stir on the internet after they had a heated uproar at Piers Morgan's interview. The interview had been scheduled for weeks to be held on the day the fight would be made official. Hence, the 2 fighters sat in front of the host as he threw questions at them.
2 great in the last era. It's gonna be big.
What does it do to your 2 legacies?
Sometimes people talk shit a lot, and when they stay in the ring, they do nothing.
You know, a win against Canelo Alvarez put me, on Mount Rushmore.
It started well, but they violated their vows not to trash talk. And the argument became heated when Piers Morgan asked Terence Crawford if he had thought of the possibility of losing his undefeated record to Canelo Alvarez. In response, Crawford said, "I've never thought of that because the possibility doesn't exist. I'm winning and that's all I'm preparing for. No one I step in the ring with can beat me."
I am sure of it. I am sure of it.
And fists up. Terence, good. Excellent. Great. Excellent. Wonderful.
This seems to Canelo like Crawford was underestimating him, making him voice out of anger. "Don't disrespect me, idiot. I can do what no one has done to you before. I'm made differently." Well, whether Canelo is made differently or not will only be revealed after the fight in September. But things became a little settled, and in a bid to get back at Crawford, Canelo trolled him in his next answer. When asked what he's preparing for, especially against Crawford, on the special weapons Crawford has that could threaten him.
What do you say to them?
I don't really care.
Everything is riding on this one moment.
Who's going to win? Really? Are you 100% certain you're going to win? Do you believe you're going to win?
I believe 100% I'm gonna win.
100%?
100%.
Could you kill me with your bare hands?
How old are you?
I'm 60.
You going?
He claimed Crawford had nothing, adding that he's been in the ring with bigger guys, smaller guys, faster guys, heavy punchers, track racers, and all kinds of fighters all through his career, and Crawford offered nothing different from the rest. And when they were done with the interview, they began whispering insults to themselves continuously until Canelo Alvarez was ready to throw his hands. Luckily, he was held back by the security. But Canelo didn't stop there.
Where you at? Let me see. What is it? No, that's not fighting. Fighting ain't even in the definition of boxing. What is boxing?
Also, in response to the upcoming fight, Canelo Alvarez expressed his confidence on social media, stating, "He's a great fighter, but he's not Canelo." This remark highlights his belief in his superiority and sets the stage for a high-stakes encounter. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, faces the challenge of moving up 2 weight classes to face Canelo. While Crawford has demonstrated adaptability and skill in his previous bouts, the significant weight difference could impact his performance.
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, been largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
Because I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud, good luck on September 12th.
Thank you.
Nonetheless, Crawford remains determined, aiming to prove himself against the formidable Mexican champion. Boxing's most eagerly anticipated fight in years, the long-rumored showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, will take place on the 13th of September in Las Vegas and stream globally on Netflix. Organizers confirmed on Tuesday. The The summit meeting will match two of the most accomplished pound-for-pound fighters of the past decade in a cross-divisional clash with generational implications. Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion who's held titles between 154 pounds and 175 pounds, will defend his crown against Crawford, the unbeaten four-weight title holder from 135 pounds through 154 pounds. Crawford will move up 2 weight classes to challenge the Mexican superstar in what has already been billed as the fight of the century. The venue has yet to be finalized, though Allegiant Stadium, the 835-seat home of the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders, is understood to be the top choice. The date conflicts with a scheduled UNLV college football game against Idaho State, but sources familiar with discussions say talks are underway to move the UNLV game to a different site or reschedule it entirely.
And what about moving up in divisions for Terence Crawford and Canelo? Are you concerned about that? I know you're not a big fan of fighters moving up.
I don't know. I mean, these are two guys that have accomplished a lot. You know, it's one of what you would call a super fight. And I do super fights, so.
Who do you feel wins?
I don't know. I don't know.
Will you be at attendance? Will you be there?
Probably. More than likely, yes.
Dana, is this going to be your first fight with TKO? There's a lot of rumors. Turkey said the other day that
T-Mobile Arena, where Alvarez headlined some of his biggest nights and where Crawford blew out Errol Spence Jr. in a welterweight title unification bout in 2023, remains a fallback option. The bout will be promoted by Saudi Arabia's Riyadh Season in collaboration with Ultimate Fighting Championship president and Donald Trump confidant Dana White and the Saudi entertainment company Sella. It marks White's first foray into boxing and signals a further deepening of the kingdom's influence over the sport's biggest nights. On the 13th of September, Canelo and Crawford, two legends of boxing, will finally compete against each other in the fight of the century, said Turki Al-Sheikh, chairman of the General Entertainment Authority and president of the Saudi Boxing Federation.
could potentially be the first one.
What?
Crawford versus Canelo.
Well, listen, my model is way different. Turkey has things that he's obligated to over the next 18 months. I want to break the sport down and build it from the ground up, like we did the UFC. So I'm on a different path.
What's something that would surprise the boxing fans with this new deal? You're coming in hot. Turkey says he wants to crush the competition. How do you approach?
Alongside Dana White and Sella, we will deliver something truly incredible in Las Vegas for fans around the world to enjoy through Netflix. Crawford, 41, 0 with 31 knockouts, has already become the first male fighter to claim undisputed championships in 2 weight classes in the 4-belt era, doing so at 140 pounds and 147 pounds. In his last outing in August, the Omaha native defeated Israel Madrimov to capture the World Boxing Association junior middleweight title, making Tuesday's confirmation all the more remarkable. He will now jump directly to 168 pounds to face Alvarez without a tune-up. "My perfect record speaks for itself," Crawford said. "I am the best fighter in the world, and no matter the opponent or weight class, I have always come out on top. On the 13th of September, my hand will be raised once again as the world watches greatness."
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy Joe.
Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me.
Alvarez, February 2nd, 62 with 39 knockouts, is coming off a dominant yet pedestrian unanimous decision over William Skull in May. A fight staged in Riyadh as part of his reported $400 million 4-fight deal with Riyadh Season. That agreement allowed for one bout to be staged outside Saudi Arabia, and Alvarez has opted to return to Las Vegas, where his fan base traditionally turns out in droves. "I'm super happy to be making history again, and this time on a Riyadh Season card that will be broadcast on Netflix," said Alvarez, who has won 6 straight since a surprise defeat in a doomed challenge for Dmitry Bivol's light heavyweight title in 2022. On the 13th of September, I'm ready to show once again that I am the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo going?
It's a tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Crawford attended the skull fight, where September's bout was publicly teased in the ring. Despite questions over their ages, Alvarez turns 35 next month, Crawford will be 38 in September. Each remains among their sport's elite talents. Turkey wants to make the biggest fights that the fans want to see in boxing, and this is right up my alley, said White, who is launching his own boxing imprint under the UFC's TKO umbrella. Are you kidding me that the first boxing fight I'm going to get to promote is Canelo v. Crawford? It's literally a once-in-a-lifetime fight. A 3-city press tour has been planned for later this month to drum up interest in an event that's certain to attract broad public attention. The fighters will be in Riyadh on the 20th of June, then travel to New York on the 22nd of June, before wrapping up in Las Vegas on the 27th of June.
It seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there, so that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Go to decision as a...
While both fighters have shown flashes of mortality in recent performances, Alvarez cruised but looked flat in his win over Skull, while Crawford had to rally late to edge Madrimov. The significance of their matchup remains undiminished. A win for Alvarez would further cement his legacy as the face of this boxing era. A victory for Crawford would arguably establish him as the most versatile boxer in recent history. One man who has been open about the upcoming mega fight is 6-weight world champion turned promoter Oscar De La Hoya, who promoted the Mexican icon during the earlier stages of his career after initially giving his backing to Bud Crawford, saying he will beat Canelo anytime. De La Hoya has now made a U-turn on that prediction.
So Oscar, you're not feeling Canelo Crawford? You're not feeling Canelo Crawford?
Oh, I like it. I actually like the fight. I like the fight. I'm just saying, like, you know, reality is both guys are 38 years old. I mean, or 35, 38. But I like the fight.
In an interview with Brian Mazik, the Golden Boy said he believes Canelo will prevail against the 37-year-old switch hitter when they clash in September due to the size factor. If Crawford can do it, Jesus Lord, I mean, give this man the title of being the greatest ever, but I just don't see it. Canelo is a big puncher. Yeah, he walks on quicksand, and that's one thing that Crawford can use against him, but the pressure of the heavier guy. Canelo will be 200 pounds in that ring. It's a tough fight, but look, I give all the credit to Crawford. If he pulls it off, he'll be the messiah of fighters. Should Crawford be victorious over Canelo, he will become the first fighter in male boxing history to win the undisputed championship in 3 separate weight classes, but the 37-year-old from Omaha is faced with undoubtedly the toughest test of his glittering professional career.
Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, Fact Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not.
As the boxing world eagerly anticipates the showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford on September 13th, 2025, legendary former champion Roy Jones Jr. has weighed in with his insight. Speaking at the International Boxing Hall of Fame ceremony in Canastota, New York, Jones emphasized that the outcome of the fight hinges on one crucial factor: the type of fight Canelo chooses to engage in. Jones believes that Canelo's strategy will be the determining element in the bout. He stated, "That's a good fight. The results depend on the type of fight Canelo fights." This underscores the significance of Canelo's game plan and how it aligns with Crawford's strengths.
Hey, sorry, we'd be wrong, Roy, to not ask you. It's a hot topic right now, just switching gears. Bud, Canelo, you know, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right.
Canelo's recent performance against William Skull raised questions about his adaptability. Despite securing a unanimous decision, Canelo struggled to land significant punches due to Skull's lateral movement. If Canelo employs a similar approach against Crawford, who is known for his slick switch-hitting style, he may find it challenging to impose his will. Conversely, adopting a more aggressive strategy could leverage Canelo's power to potentially end the fight. As the fight date approaches, the boxing community remains divided on the potential outcome. Roy Jones Jr.'s insight serves as a reminder that in boxing, strategy and execution are paramount.
Fight, it's gonna be a tough one. So right now, I think it go be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that's up in weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle a weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. If you get to the weight limit, because there is a weight limit, get to the weight limit.
Canelo Alvarez's ability to adapt his approach to counter Crawford's style could be the key to victory. Conversely, Crawford's resilience and adaptability may allow him to overcome the challenges posed by the weight difference and Canelo's power. Ultimately, the fight promises to be a compelling clash of styles, with the victor potentially solidifying their legacy in the sport. One man who has had first-hand experience in preparing a fighter to face the Mexican icon is Abel Sanchez, who coached Gennady Golovkin in 2 of his bouts against Canelo in 2017 and 2018, respectively.
I think it's a ridiculous fight myself. I think that Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. I think that look at his resume. I think it's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed will, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the hand speed was evident at the beginning of the fight, but as the fight goes on, Canelo's going to start pounding on him, and I think that the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round.
Are you really figuring?
Longtime boxing trainer Abel Sanchez talks to Fight Hub TV and shares his perspective on a number of fights in boxing, including some potential ones on the horizon. In particular, Sanchez explains why he believes Canelo Alvarez is a bridge too far for Terence Crawford. Talking about the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, he said, "Come on, I think it's a ridiculous fight myself. I think that Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. Look at his resume. I think it's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the hand speed was evident at the beginning of the fight, but as the fight goes on, Canelo is going to start pounding on him, and I think that the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round. I think anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the foot speed and the hand speed, and Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54 when he fought Madrimov in his last fight showed us the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains or how much he does to try to get up to that level, 168 is going to make a difference.
Because of the size difference, he can stop Crawford.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the speed and the foot speed and the hand speed. And Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54 when he fought Madrimov in his last fight showed us that he can't really, the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains and how much he does to try to get up to that level, 168 is going to make a difference.
How we feeling? What's been going on, Terrence? Talk to us for a little bit.
I got somewhere to go, man.
Yeah. Can we follow you for just the time being?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you guys are supposed to do interviews over there.
Yep. Terrence, I like the way
Don't talk to him.
Mario, don't I got an interview with you?
They haven't told me that. I would love to have an interview. I haven't had an interview with you, a proper interview, in a year and a half.
What's up, man? What you
What's
got?
up, bro?
Don't hit the pole, man.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous fight because I said it a while ago, Crawford is a great fighter, but he's been the same fighter from 135 to 147. He's still the same fighter. He hasn't changed anything to make him viable at the bigger weights, but Canelo has. Crawford hasn't been destroying his opponents. He destroyed one who was a shell of his former self, but Canelo is destroying everybody that he fights, destroying them, but Crawford's not. Yes, it's a good money fight, but not a real fight. Virgil Ortiz has been open about the fact that he would like to face Crawford should he move back down to 154. If he does so after the Canelo fight, the 27-year-old fan favorite believes it will no longer be with an undefeated record. Speaking to the Ring magazine, Ortiz predicted every clear win for the naturally bigger man. Just to keep it real, I think he's too small. Yeah, I know he just weighed in at 180 right now, but just putting on the weight and actually belonging to that weight are two different things.
Your move up to 154, how much stronger are you feeling? How much better are you feeling at 54?
I feel great. I feel strong. I feel motivated. You know, I'm just ready to go out here and do my thing.
Yeah.
Terence, tell us about that back and forth with Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah, you look a little heated there.
I ain't heated.
No?
Eddie just be throwing rocks and just saying anything that comes to his mind to make himself sound, I don't know.
I would understand if he fought someone of less caliber, but it's Canelo we're talking about. That dude is good. He's been boxing for a long time. I think it's going to be a very clear win for Canelo. He then elaborated, saying Crawford gets hit and that he cannot afford to do that against someone like Canelo. I know I'm going to get some hate for saying this. Crawford gets hit. He does. He gets hit like everybody else. Sometimes he gets hit clean. If you get hit clean by Canelo, that's not good. It's really not good, whoever you are. And Canelo's fast. It's not like he's a slow puncher. He will catch you off guard. It's just different. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.